Whew. Well, you got my stomach sinking right now in the way you talk. But it's really so powerful because I think about this. The fact is, oftentimes when we look at what's happening and what's with the church not actually, I feel like they've been so silent on this whole issue of racism. We as black men, sometimes we will look at white churches like they're at fault. But what you just kind of described is pretty critical, that we all play a role. We all play a role. Man, it's like silence. The silence bothers me so much. And that's been my biggest struggle. So would you say that when somebody is silent about this issue, does that bother you? Does that make you feel like because I have friends who say, well, I don't get involved with politics. Mm-hmm. I don't get involved with these issues like this. And I'm like, well, this is not politics. This is human rights. This is a right for somebody to live, to live a regular life, to go to the store, to do regular things. So this is not politics. So how should we respond when we hear that somebody just says, well, hey, I just want to stay silent because I don't get involved with that type of stuff?
Yeah. I mean, we should care when any human life is devalued, right?
Yeah.
We should care when anybody is treated in a way that's unequal or unjust, and it shouldn't matter the color of their skin. It shouldn't even matter their age. It shouldn't matter which society they're in, because we all have this commonality. We're a part of a human family created in the image of God. And so it should, like when we get to the place, like Rodney, when I get to the place and I look at the news and I can hear of people being murdered and my heart's not moved, then something's wrong. Because we should be, every time we hear about death, somebody's life being taken in the image of God, there should be something in us that breaks our heart. So yeah, it's hard when somebody's silent about it. And then I think I have to watch, because at times we can get just into people that look like us, and we can be concerned about when something happens to them, and then we speak up. But if we're gonna really be real, then it has to be like every human life has to matter. And it's something like the Black Lives Matter.
Yes.
I think sometimes that's even lowering the bar, because we one of the pastors that we listened to on Sunday, he said something that really struck my heart. He was like, you know what? To some people, the sea turtle eggs matter. And so they do all they can to save the sea turtle eggs. The whales matter. So they do all they can to save the whales. He was like, Black lives don't just matter. What we really want to know is, are we equal? What we really want to know is can we sit at the table together in equality? Because for you to just say I matter, like some people honestly would be upset if a dog was treated the way that George Floyd was treated. And they would be protesting about that. And so it's more than just does his life matter. It is people who are in this country that look different than you. You see them as your equal. And I think that's been something we've struggled with since the very beginning of this country. When you look at a country who will say in their Declaration of Independence that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, endowed with the rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And you can write that, and there's hundreds of thousands of people in slavery. It's like, you don't believe that they're equal. Do you really believe that they're human? Because if you did, then you can never write that and justly believe that at the same time. So I think from the beginning of our country, there's been something where I may think that your life matters, but yet am I willing to bring you to the table of brotherhood together and we really live this thing out? And I don't have to actually take the lead. That you can take the lead sometime and I'm okay with it. But there's been this differentiation in our country where it seemed like Black lives have been secondary when it comes to other lives. Even if they matter, they don't matter as much as some other lives. And so, when you hear these slogans that all lives matter, and we should say that, they do. Every life matters, but every life is valuable and every life is precious. Every life is created in the image of God. But I think the thing with people who are like Black Lives Matter is because for so long, it seemed like we haven't even mattered. Whether or not we were brought from Africa on slave ships and thousands of people died on the journey, it really didn't matter. We were treated any old kind of way to build up in the economy of a nation. And if people died along the way, it didn't matter. That if people, when they got out of line, if they were beat or they were hung from a tree, it didn't matter, you know. And so it's like, now, do we matter? But more than that, I think that we should get to the place, are we equal? Can we sit at the table together? But your question is valid. Like, anytime that something happens that is unjust, unequal, when a human life is taken, man, that ain't about politics. That's just us caring about humanity.